These are some realizations I've made while chasing Jesus in my 20s. The first one is if God is trying to close a door, I need to stop trying to climb through the window. So, what do I mean by that? Is there's relationships that I look back on where I can visibly see God is trying to close that door and trying to move me forward on my path, but I kept finding a way to keep it alive, and I kept finding a way to keep it going or string it along in a way when it never works. It never works out. If it's not in God's path, if it's not aligned with Him, He's going to close it, and it's going to stay closed, or it's going to come to a close eventually. It's not going to stay open. God will not keep in your life what competes with Him. So if whatever is in your life, but it takes you away from God, He is not going to keep it in your life. He's going to remove it gently, or He's going to remove it forcefully, because He's not going to keep in your life what it's going to take from Him. So the things that compete with God, He's going to remove. It's not going to stay in your life. He's not going to compete. He is the Almighty. He is the one. So He should have all of your attention. This one was really hard for me. God doesn't owe me clarity. He doesn't owe me a reason for what happens in my life. He is the Almighty. He is the number one. He doesn't owe someone like me a reason for what He does to put me on this path, to put me on this journey. Whatever happened in my life happened to progress me in my life, to make me the man I am today, make me the person that I am today. He doesn't owe me a reason or an explanation at the time. Like I've always come to the realization or the outcome on my own, later in life, what happened to me as a kid, what happened, a couple years ago. Like I will always come to the realization on my own. I don't need, God doesn't owe me an explanation as to why He does things. He does things on His own agenda. It is not His job or His responsibility to tell you what is going on. One realization I made is that not every door is an opportunity. Some doors open for a test. Some doors open to test to see if you'll walk away. Like those doors are tests to see if you actually stay with God or you'll leave Him behind. And I've definitely made the wrong choice a couple times. But again, not every door is an opportunity. It's more or less a test to see if your faith is what you say it is. A realization I made is waiting on God is not doing nothing. I used to think that waiting on God meant doing nothing and not being proactive. He's going to do what needs to happen to get me there. But when am I going to pick up my end of the couch? When am I going to start being proactive and being productive and doing the things that I need to do to get to the point where He's going to put the opportunity in front of me for me to grow? He doesn't just, if you're not doing anything, like if you're just laying on your couch and scrolling on social media and rotting your brain, like He's not just going to provide for you. He is going to let you rot. He doesn't just do things one-sided. He's there to help you and guide you, but it's not a one-sided relationship. Like you need to do the end on your part. You need to do the things that you need to do. You know what those things are for you, of course, but for me, it was, going to the gym. It was getting outside. It was doing the things. It was being proactive. It was being productive and doing my side. I'm picking up my end of the couch. I've learned, this is probably the one that really hits me the hardest, is I've learned that the right thing at the wrong time is still the wrong thing. I've learned that rushing God's timing often leads to regret, often leads to mistakes. His not yet is just another way of saying yes. You need to have patience. And it's crazy when you come to these realizations on your own, because again, some guy on YouTube, you're not just going to realize it from me saying it. You're going to have to experience it on your own. You're going to have to feel it and see it for yourselves, because I was in a position where all I wanted, or all I consumed, I should say, was content on growth and spirituality and God, and trying to become this man that I wanted to be, that I knew I could become, but I didn't understand it, and I didn't, in a sense, realize it until I figured it out on my own, until I came to these realizations on my own. And I learned what I went through was done for me, not done to me. So these are the realizations I've made while chasing Jesus in my 20s. It's a long journey. Still really young, but long way to go. And that's today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.